Welcome back, folks. It's pitch black. A little bit of light on the road. As you can see, it's snowing. Unfortunately, this is the day that I am going to North Carolina for a trip to visit my family. So it's a little bit snowy. Should probably slow down a little bit and not kill this cat. But the good news is I've looked at the weather all week very, very, very intently. And right now it's January 11th, which is my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. But I've been looking at the weather all week to make sure of what's going to go down. And we should be good as far as, weather down south. They've been getting snowed on, actually, last night into today. But the roads look clear. I just checked the maps now. I have some friends along the route, thankfully, and they've been kind of giving me some status updates, so I should be okay. There's a little bit of snow here, nothing too crazy. I've got brand new Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac RTs, so a really good tire in the snow. So we really should be able to do this trip safely. I could have left tomorrow if I had to, but I don't think the roads are going to be bad enough to justify that. So I think we'll be good today. But we're giving you some amount of a snow review of these Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac RTs. Guys, there's nothing like a fresh set of Three Peaks Snowflake rated tires. We're cruising around on this inch of snow or so, no problem. Got pretty good braking. Very good braking, frankly, for the conditions. So, once we get to the interstate, I'm hoping it's a little more cleared, but we can deal with this. So, Virginia got some snow and ice last night, but by the time I get there, it should be warm enough that that's melting. And the same thing with the Carolinas, or North Carolina. So, should be good, but gonna just have a little bit of a rough go at it in the morning. I purposely left a little later than I normally do, just to try to help get me some sun and some warmth and give the plows time to kind of come out and get the roads cleared. So I'm gonna stay off camera and just focus on driving, and I'll catch up with you guys. All right, folks, we've made it to the interstate. We're moving at a pretty good clip here. The roads are still a little snowy. There's like almost no traffic though, so we've got a lot of room to play. Road conditions are getting a little bit better, so I figured I'd pull the camera out real quick just to kind of say hi to you guys. The Wrangler Duratrac RTs are doing fantastic. I've been absolutely cruising through this snow. Again, there's like almost no traffic. Yeah, they've been doing good. I've been doing some braking checks, and I really like them so far. The Duratrac RTs are a little less aggressive than the regular Duratracs, or so I thought when I looked at the pictures online. Honestly, having them in real life though, these center tread blocks are a little bit closer spaced, it seems like. I'd have to put a regular Duratrac of this exact size next to it. I'll find like a Tremor and I can more or less do that and park next to it someday. But the edge treads, the side blocks are, I think they're identical to the regular Duratrac, and then the sidewall's a little bit fancier, but that doesn't really matter from like a performance perspective for on-road anyway. So that's interesting. I guess I thought they were going to be less aggressive than they are. We are plowing through the snow, obviously, which doesn't help, and I've been going pretty quick, and we're at a whopping 12.8, so not doing great on the fuel economy front. We'll see how it turns out. You really can't get good fuel economy numbers in snow anyway. It's going to throw your mileage off. There's actually quite a bit more resistance as the tires are breaking through that slush and that snow. So it's really irrelevant in that sense, but we'll keep going. Welcome back, folks. All right, now we are a little further in the trip. Roads are nice and clear. Still not a lot of traffic. A little bit more traffic. I picked a good open spot here to talk to you guys. We got some beautiful scenery now coming along. We're in very southern New York, heading toward the Pennsylvania line, and I'm hoping the roads kind of hold out and they're just kind of wet like this, because we can definitely work with this and go at a good clip and be safe. So the Duratrac RT is still doing great. There's like this shortcut when you're on I-88 in New York to kind of cut you over to I-81. It's on Route 7. Yeah, you take like 7 east for a little bit and you take some side roads. They're real steep mountain roads though, and through the Catskills. And tires did great. Well, it was real slippery. I mean, I did lose traction in spots, but never even stuck it in 4-wheel drive, which with a 3/4 ton truck, even a gasser, they're pretty heavy in the front end. So a lot of times you just need 4-wheel drive just to kind of keep moving and get moving more quickly. But yeah, it was more or less fine. So far so good on the tires, and I'll keep you in the loop. We got 580 more miles to go. Started off with approximately 744.62947. I'm just kidding. And we're back. We're running out of snow here as we get into southern Pennsylvania. 7 picked up a decent amount of mile per gallon. We'll see what that real hand calculated total is. That's what happens when you're not driving through inches of snow, which is good. Been doing 80 almost the whole way until very recently when we hit some of this traffic. But yeah, smooth sailing so far, fingers crossed. We got, well, I got 4 minutes till my next stop, but probably 450 more miles. Maybe 500 miles still? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we're not quite halfway. We're gonna stop, we're gonna get a little bit of food. We're in Cheats. We wound up at 13.3 on the computer. We'll see what we actually wind up at, but that's actually not too bad. And I bet we would have kept climbing with the flatter territory and the weather getting a little better, so that's at least good. We'll go park back over here at the pumps, and I'll show you guys these tires after too. All right, we're 413 miles away. I'm actually right now running my app to recalibrate my odometer so I can get you guys perfect fuel economy readings. The speedometer is identical to my radar detector, so that's always a good sign that these tires are stock size, and they're obviously a little taller than the worn out stock tires, so they should be pretty darn close to spot on. But we'll always do the mile per gallon kind of corrected figures, so we'll get that. But more importantly, I'm at Sheetz. I got earlier. I got a little bit of gas. Went inside, went to the bathroom. As I'm walking out, probably a 9-10-year-old and what looked to be his sister come walking toward the door. So I hold the door open for him, and he looks at me and he's like, "Thank you, sir." And I just stop there and I'm like, am I old enough to be a sir now? I'm not like a dude or man or bro or something like that. I'm a sir. And then I realized as I'm edging on my 30th birthday here that yeah, I am in fact a sir now to a child. So that's humbling. Wish he didn't say that, but it is what it is. Stay tuned. Okay, we've got 328 miles left. Hasn't been too long since my last check-in. Up to 14.3. I finished doing my mileage odometer kind of calibration, and it is dang near spot on, maybe 0.1 miles off every 50 miles. So, almost nothing. 0.2 of a mile every 100 miles. But we'll factor it in just to be on the thorough side. Make sure our results are good. Smooth sailing so far. We're deep into Virginia now. Still quite a bit of snow. Salty interstates, just like you'd see up north, which is always kind of interesting when you're, when you're in Virginia. So, other than that, everything is going good so far, and we're gonna keep going. Just a quick update. We're kind of in middle Virginia right now, and there's more snow than there was in West Virginia. Kind of impressed. And these roads look like a northeastern road. Pretty well salted highway, well cleared. So they definitely have, probably more than they used to, some decent amount of snow removal crews in Virginia. Because this came through last night and they hit it pretty fast. So it's good to see. Keeps the world moving. Okay, another update. 187 miles to go. We've battled our way to 14.5. Our 30-mile average is 15.2. I don't know how much I always believe those 30-mile averages. Again, we'll see what the actual hand calculator numbers show. We are in southern Virginia. Well, yeah, middle to southern Virginia. They got quite a bit of snow. It's pretty out here. Nice and cloudy. I'll reiterate, feels like the northeast. But we're just cruising along, so hang tight. A few more hours. I've now had a good chance to drive hundreds of miles with these tires, and now we're not in the snow, so I can really hear them. I'm going to shut up for a second just so you can listen. At like 73 miles an hour, there's a very faint hum. Not enough that I think any reasonable human being would care or even notice it all that much. I almost feel like they're quieter than the first day that I drove home on them. Which I don't really know if that's realistic or not, but it does seem like that. But yeah, so we're in good shape so far. I'm pleased with them. Obviously they'll get louder as they get older, so we'll see in 20,000 miles, let's say, how they sound, but so far so good. All right, we're about 156 miles away. It has started to snow again. We're in Southern Virginia now, crossing the probably some of the higher elevation in the Appalachians in Virginia. You can see it's very pretty, but obviously not exactly the weather we'd be hoping for on a road trip, but it's not really sticking to the road so far, so not a big deal. But about 2.5 hours and I'll get back with you guys, hopefully at our destination. All right, we're about 86 miles away. We just crossed Fancy Gap, Virginia. Still some snow. I'm assuming that when I get to the bottom of the 7% grade here on I-77, that will probably be not in the snow belt anymore. Although, there's snow on the lowlands over there, so maybe. But I'd imagine the snow will be ending relatively soon. Usually when you get onto the Piedmont Plateau in North Carolina, it's like a different climate zone, so whatever they see up here, they don't necessarily see down there. So we'll see. I will pick the camera back up if things change. It's always a fun part of the trip for me. It's beautiful. All right, we're 43 miles away, and we're kind of just now starting to get out of the snow. There's a little bit of a dusting here. I mean, they probably got an okay amount earlier, but it's just warm enough that it's melting. But we're all the way up to 14.8. I've been going solid 80 the whole time. Traffic has been very, very light. I think a lot of people stayed home because of the storm, which is good. And we'll keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to get you guys the hand calculated results in a bit, and we'll get this video wrapped up. Alright guys, I'm off the interstate, 21 miles to go, so I'm almost there. I'm going to wrap this one up. The Duratracs did a great job. Like we talked about, not too noisy, good stability and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would sure hope that one of the higher cost tires in the market would, handle dry roads fine. And it does. Everything's good. So, as always, thanks for watching. God bless America, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.